Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Now that my two obligatory informative videos are done for the day, it's time to talk about current events in the online fitness community. And I had a subscriber ask me yesterday, hey Jason, what do you think about Nick Wright's strength? And I'm like, I don't know. I haven't looked at Nick Wright's channel in a year. So I went to check it out. So let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and let's talk about this. Now, I'm not going to get into any private details between any disagreements Nick Wright and I have had in the past. He and I had a big falling out a couple years back, and I spoke to him in private. He didn't realize what he had done to piss me off. He apologized, and I refused his apology. And I still refuse his apology because he didn't apologize to the right people. But that being said, I'm going to set that aside for this video. I'm going to be fair and objective. And I'm going to say up front, Nick is getting pretty damn strong. Impressively so. But he's still a snake oil salesman. He's selling garbage that has been proven not to work. Now, in being fair, I'm going to be objective and fair. I'm going to give credit where credit is due. I'm actually really shocked at how strong Nick has gotten. To be perfectly honest, I'm pretty shocked. He's getting ready for a powerlifting meet, and he's practicing openers open with 505. He's weighed 196 right now. He's going to open with 505 at 196, which means he's pretty strong on the squat. What more can I say on that? There's no way around that. I can't argue with that strength. I mean, opening with 505 and hoping to hit 550, weighing 196 in comp, raw. I assume he's doing drug tested. In fact, I know he's doing drug tested because he's using a bench form, and I'm going to get to that in a minute. He's using a bench form that would be illegal in every federation but the IPF. Just throwing that out there. They're the only ones that allow it. He's doing so much so that when I was critical of him on social media last time, people told me, no, that's illegal. I'm like, what? I've never, any federation I've ever been in, you would be red lighted before you even started the bench press on what he does. A little side caveat there. If he ever wants to compete in anything but an IPF affiliate, he might want to get out of that habit. You know, just like for me, I do flat heel benching sometimes, which I've done on camera recently, but the only federation that requires flat heel benching, I'm disqualified from anyways, because I have a prescription for TRT that automatically disqualifies me. So I will never actually have to compete in a federation. I'll never have the ability to compete in a federation that requires your heels on the floor, right? But the difference is because of his technique he's using, he will be limited to IPF affiliates. He will never be able to compete in anything else. He can't go down to Raw Unity, for example, and go compete there because he's going to be red lighted. He can't go to some of these other bigger meets because his bench will not count because he is starting with his ass in the air when he unracks it and then sets it down. It won't fly anywhere but the helmet. I was surprised they allowed that. But that aside, I mean, a 505 opening squat, and if he goes 550 weighing 196, that's pretty impressive. I'm going to say Nick is going to be far more successful as a power lifter than he ever was as a bodybuilder. The guy is not made for bodybuilding. He doesn't have the genetics for it. That's reality. And I'm not a bodybuilding fan. I'm not a bodybuilding fan by any stretch of the imagination. In fact, I'm anti-bodybuilding. I'm completely opposed to competitive bodybuilding. But, you know, people can do what they want to do. I just recommend that you don't get involved in it. Doesn't mean I'm calling for it to be outlawed or anything like that. You know, I believe in freedom, but I recommend that people don't do it. I'm opposed to it for health reasons, psychological reasons, everything else. But, yeah, he couldn't make it as a bodybuilder. And it's not necessarily his fault. It's just lack of genetics. Open with 365, and that 365 was a grinder. That looked like his absolute max that day. But let's go back to the point. Let's say the guy goes 365 in comp at 196. That's reasonably impressive. Reasonably impressive. And the guy's going to go, you know, close to 600 on his deadlift, I think. He's, I don't know, what's he pulling, like 585? Same thing. I mean, if he goes 600 or even 585, legit 585, conventional pull in the 190s, that's pretty good. His strength has come along pretty damn well. I'm surprised. I mean, maybe I shouldn't be. He's got over a decade of continuous training uninterrupted. So, yeah, not unreasonable. So, where's my criticism going to come in? Where's my criticism going to come in? Branched chain amino, that's a big one. The guy is taking all these branched chain amino acids, giving discount codes, using them on camera. I'm sorry, but this is 2018. In 2017, pretty much the bulk of the scientific community in nutritional sciences and sports sciences all more or less agreed branched chain amino acids are completely worthless. They're worthless for athletic purposes. They're worthless for muscle gaining purposes. Meta-analysis has shown they have no benefits for muscle protein synthesis as a supplement. And I'm not saying the ones found in your whole food or the protein matrix don't, but if you're adding branched chain amino acids to your already existing diet, study after study after study, the overwhelming majority of studies have concluded they have no benefits. And in one extreme study, it showed a negative, right? So people can't even say, well, you know, there's a few that show benefits even if the majority don't. Well, there's also, if we're going to go with just the small numbers, there's at least one study, the IV infused ones, pretty much showed possible muscle loss, signs of potential muscle loss. And that's a whole nother topic. But branched chain amino acids are garbage. There are plenty of PhDs, professors, researchers who are now saying it's one of the biggest cons the supplement industry has pulled in the past decade. They have no value at all. Yet here he is making ice cubes with them, making drinks with them, pimping them. It's 2018. Anyone who's still pimping BCAAs when the scientific community has said these things don't work is essentially a con man, because it should be common knowledge at this point. It's been so heavily researched, they've been found to be garbage, unlike at least stuff like creatine that's gone the other direction. Even though I'm not a fan, at least there's data showing that it works. It's pretty conclusive. It just doesn't work for everybody. Branched chain amino acids do not work, yet here he is pimping them. I mean, that's, again, this is someone who's being willfully ignorant of the data and pimping a product that there is pretty well scientific consensus it doesn't work. All right, it doesn't work. And anyone who thinks that they're qualified to argue with that, I'm sorry, I don't have the credentials to argue against it. Just like I don't have the credentials to argue against creatine in light of the scientific evidence that shows it works. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work for anybody I've ever observed take it, see any performance increase. You know, it is what it is. But the evidence is there that it seems to work for about 60% of the population. I just haven't met any of those people that I've trained with ever and observed them firsthand. Fair enough. Law of small numbers. But I'm not qualified to say creatine doesn't work. And at this point, none of you are qualified to say BCAAs actually work unless you've done advanced research in the field, because the people who have are telling you they don't. People who are measuring the blood markers, the muscle gains, everything else are saying they don't work, they don't do anything. Nothing beneficial. Same thing, he's pimping his pre-workouts. Now, I understand a lot of people for psychological reasons think pre-workouts work. Only been one major study done on pre-workouts. No one's going to fund another one. Because when they did that large scale of a study, and they spent that much money, and they found zero benefit to pre-workouts over the long term, the industry is the only people who's going to fund further studies. There's not going to be any more independent, because they would have shown some benefit if they helped. Because they hired dietitians, strength and conditioning coaches, took all these people, took 40 people and did this long-term study, and had one group use the best, considered to be the best pre-workout on the market at the time, compared to people who just had caffeine. And over the course of 10 weeks, the group taking the pre-workout had gained zero muscle and strength over the other group. Nothing. They saw no benefits. And people say, well, you know, I'm not taking them to gain muscle and strength. Really? Why would you be buying a supplement to help you work out, paying $30, $40 a month for, that you don't think is going to help you gain muscle or strength? Let that sink in. It's not going to do anything to improve your body composition. It's not going to make you stronger, not going to make you gain muscle. Nothing. You're seriously going to take a product for muscle building purposes to help you train that doesn't produce any results? And it's not even people saying, no, it helps you train harder. Well, if it helped you train hard enough, harder to gain muscle, then the study groups would have shown that they gained muscle. They didn't. They didn't. Pre-workouts are nothing more than an addictive high that the supplement industry sells you. And I want to go out on a limb and say anyone pimping on based on that data is possibly either just addicted to them themselves or they're a con man. So that's going to be my criticism of Nick. I go to check out what he's doing. In the very first video I saw, Right there, him pimping these products with discount codes and everything else. Products that are scientifically shown to have no benefits for gaining muscle, strength, recovery. Nothing. Yet here they are, he's pimping them. If people bought both these products, they'll be, even with his discount codes, they're going to be spending $60, $70 a month on products that do nothing. And I think that's a pretty valid criticism to give of him. Strength's coming up good, but I sure hope he's not claiming these products help, because the data says that they're not helping him at all. He hasn't gained a single pound on his squat, bench, or deadlift as a result of these products. Not one. It's all been because of his food and his training. That's it. That's it. So again, some valid criticism going on there, but I will be the first to admit Nick has gotten pretty strong. He's gotten pretty strong. I think he's going to do well at this point for competing in powerlifting. He's got some reasonably competitive numbers now. No reason he can't go to nationals or something. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.